starts sinking its teeth in. For a movie called Suicide Squad, it feels strange for it to play everything so safe. For more reviews, keep it here on IGN.
Okay, now some critical reviews that came out for Suicide Squad. We all know how bad Batman v Superman did. This movie got 34 on Rotten Tomatoes. Today is Wednesday the 2nd, I think it is. The movie does come out on the 5th. Or not, no, today's the 3rd, my bad, excuse me. Today's the 3rd. I'm going to go watch the movie tomorrow night. It's going to be great. And I'm going to explain to you why I am still very, very optimistic about this movie, right? Because you can never really trust critical reviews because, let's say a movie like X-Men Apocalypse, that got like a 40-ish%. And I honestly love that movie. I think it deserved maybe like a 70 or 80. It was a really, really great movie, X-Men Apocalypse. Also, Batman v Superman got like a 27 on Rotten Tomatoes. Definitely did not deserve that low of a score. I think it deserves maybe something like a 75. That's what I would give it. It's just way too low. I mean, like, just look at the visual effects. I mean, like, can you really give a movie like that 27%? But then again, I gotta ask the question: since these are getting bad critical reviews, does it really matter? And does this mean the end of the DCEU, the DC Extended Universe? In order to determine that, I'm going to use 4 different categories, alright? I'm going to use 1, the cast and characters, 2, overall story / plot, 3, behind, like, the producer, like, basically everybody behind the camera, like, directors, producers, screenwriters, everything else like that, and then 4, just overall appeal. How does the trailers portray the movie? How do the characters look like? How does it look like in general just from the trailers? I'm very optimistic about this movie, man. It looks great. I don't know why it's getting such low scores, but this is going to be my pre-movie video. And then after, maybe around Friday morning, I'll do an actual review of the movie. I don't know, man. I don't know why it's getting so much low scores. It looks great. But we're going to take those 4 categories and we're going to talk about it right now. I'm going to analyze it and figure out if it's going to be a good movie, because I think it is. I'll see you in a bit. Warner Brothers or DC Films is doing something very ambitious. They're taking characters that haven't been developed yet. Like Marvel, they have their characters developed and then they make some sort of compilation movie, you know, a team up. But these characters haven't been introduced in mainstream, so it's very hard. I can see they might have difficulties to make a movie about undeveloped characters. They're not undeveloped. They're not developed yet. You know what I mean? So they gotta have like 8 main characters developed throughout the whole movie. It might can be very tough, man. It'll be very tough. But you got great actors. I mean, you can't really beat people like Will Smith as Deadshot. Even though I said multiple times he does sound like he has some stupid lines, but I mean his costume's great. I seen him in the suit, the way he talks. He looks great, you know what I mean? And you can't beat Jared Leto's Joker. By far is the best Joker we've seen. I guarantee you that.
If I'd only see.
Oh, I'm not gonna kill you.
That the joke was on me.
I'm just gonna hurt you. Really, really bad.
You got Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, the first appearance of Harley Quinn in any live-action adaptation. That's a +1. Everybody's been wanting a live-action Harley Quinn, and now we finally have her. Great actress, and Will Smith and Margot Robbie were in Focus. How was the movie? Very good movie. They have very good chemistry. They're also hinting at maybe a 3-way love triangle between Deadshot, Harley Quinn, and the Joker. So that'll be very, very interesting to see on screen. Viola Davis or Amanda Waller looks great. She doesn't look the part, you know what I mean? But from what we've seen so far in the trailer, she looks very, very. And who can really forget Ben Affleck's Batman? Yes, Ben Affleck, aka Batman, will be in this movie. I already praised Ben Affleck since before the Batman v Superman came out. You go back to my channel, I've been talking about him. Great Batman. That should really get you into a theater seat just because he's in there. So overall, casting characters. Of course, I was just talking about the main people. I haven't really talked about like Zoe or the Boomerang Man. I talk about Deadshot, Panda Man, Frost, Boomerang, Diablo, Killer Croc. Those are all very, very great characters. But then again, they might have some sort of complication because they are underdeveloped. But other than that, they are great cast, you know what I mean? Fantastic actors, you know what I mean? Very, very good for a superhero movie. I'm super excited to see how they work on film. Now, for the overall story and plot, I'm just going to read the little status quo it has on IMDb. I'll just read it, and then I'll just explain it and tell you exactly, like, I'll just fill in some details they haven't really explained, and then, you know, I'll just give you my overall opinion. So let's do this. Intelligence officer Amanda Waller decides to assemble a team of dangerous supervillains for a top-secret mission. Figuring it is nothing to lose. The U.S. government supplies weapons to Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, and other disable inmates. Dubbed the Suicide Squad, the United Criminals, must defeat the mysterious and powerful entity while contending with the antics of the diabolical Joker. Wow. So yeah, if you guys don't know, Joker isn't really part of the Suicide Squad, man. He's too hardcore, man. So that's gonna be very interesting because they're all bad guys, but then not only got the Suicide Squad is gonna have to face this powerful entity, which we still don't know yet. There's rumors about it being the Tattoo Man, but they're just rumors. We still don't know exactly who it is. Well, people who already saw it already know who it is, but to the open public like me and you, we don't know who it is yet. But anyways, it's gonna be very interesting to see how the Suicide Squad is gonna have to face that entity and the Joker and his crew. You know what I mean? Especially how you have Harley Quinn. It'll just make it very, very interesting. I'm excited to see how that works. Like I said, I am praising Jared Leto's Joker. I mean, he looks fantastic, and I've said this since day one. He looks like he would be like if he had a modern take Joker. That's how he would look like. Don't get me wrong, Heath Ledger was great. He was awesome. But, you know, I have very high hopes for Jared Leto. Overall, we don't really know what type of role Batman has in this movie. It's probably something with Wayne Enterprises, you know what I mean? Maybe supplying weapons, because it says right here, government supplies weapons to Deadshot. I don't know. That could be the Wayne Tech. We don't know. That could be it. I truly don't know. But other than that, that just seems to be the very base story. Obviously, I don't want to go too deep into it because I don't want to reveal spoilers to you or myself. I don't want to read too deep into it. But anyway, story looks great. They're doing a great thing. They're not doing what Batman and Superman did. They're not releasing the main villain yet. You know what I mean? So that's great. That's a +1. We haven't seen anything. We don't know who it is yet because that gives you much more surprise when you actually see him on screen. Now, other reviews have came out and people are criticizing already. Many are quick to blame Zack Snyder, you know what I mean? But Zack Snyder doesn't have he doesn't have the director role. He's not really in charge of creatively. Yes, he is executive producer, so he could have, you know, some words going in there. So maybe that is playing some role, but I don't blame that. I honestly don't blame anybody behind the camera, to be honest with you. But director David Ayer, he responded to a couple of reactions, tweets about him saying that the movie wasn't good, reviews, blah blah blah. He tweeted out saying, he said in Spanish, but I translated it. It said, "It is better to die on your feet than live on your knees." And then he goes on to explain, saying that his quote is a way of saying, "I love the movie and believe in it, made it for the fans, the best experience of my life." That's just, I mean, that sums it up. I mean, superhero movies aren't really made for the critics, they're made for comic book fans. And I guess movies like Civil War kind of just got the best of both worlds, you know what I mean? They got great critical reviews and great reactions from fans. Overall, people that were behind the cinematography, Roman, I don't know how to pronounce the name, everybody looks great. Zack Snyder may have a role in it, may not, you know what I mean? He doesn't have main creative control over it, especially how DC Films, you know, they put Jeff Johns as president of DC Films now, but they did make the executive decision after Suicide Squad was done with production, you know what I mean? But I can't really determine if it will be good or not just on this, because I haven't really watched a lot of David Ayer's movies. I actually haven't watched any of them. He's only made a couple movies like, I don't know, not really like famous ones like Sabotage and stuff like that. I made a couple of TV shows, so I'm not too familiar with his work. That's why I'm not going to judge this one. The movie gets a pass on this department because I'm just not familiar enough with it. Okay, now talking about appeal, like I said, just how does the movie present itself? I just rewatched the trailer so I can get it fresh, and I'm watching the official trailer 1. That is the best trailer, the one where they're playing Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. Fantastic trailer. Watch this clip really quick, and I'll tell you exactly why I love it.
Let's play. Come on, got some better to?
Light it up!
I love this guy.
Not good. Don't forget, we're the bad guys.
Are you sweet talking me? All of that chit chat's gonna get you hurt.
The back is ready to crack as he raises his hands to the sky. And the girl in the corner is everyone's fun. She can kill you with a wink of her eye.
gonna do? You wanna see something?
Yeah, I want to see something.
Yes, I wanna see something! I was just trying to get you there. You know how our feelings, right? We good.
What you having?
Beer.
Whiskey.
What am I, 12?
How about you, hot stuff?
Water.
That's a good idea, honey.
All right, so that little clip basically sums up like how does a movie portray itself. It's going to be very action packed, but also it's not going to be very dark and, you know, grimy like Batman v Superman, which dark and grimy isn't really necessarily a bad thing, but it could be more, you can have a lot more fun watching this movie, you know what I mean? You got a lot of jokes by Captain Boomerang. I love the scene where he just pops up and just like when he's in that bag and just punches the first guy he sees. I mean, like that's really awesome, you know what I mean? It's very uplifting. You know, we're not going to get a super hard dark movie, which is great. You know, you don't really expect that from this type of movie. Jared Leto's Joker again looks fantastic. The scene where he's just sitting on those knives and is laughing, great, awesome. I mean, like, this is a DC. I'm not a DC fan, but I can understand where a lot of DC fans are super excited. I mean, this looks great, you know what I mean? But then again, you can make the argument Batman v Superman looked great. But then again, that movie was made by Zack Snyder and a bunch of other people that didn't really know exactly what they were doing, you know what I mean? People that have, he didn't have someone to answer to. That's a problem. Now, after we analyze all that stuff, like I said, I am praising this movie. I'm praising the cast. The story sounds great. The appeal of it looks fantastic. I'm praising this movie, guys. I am not doubting it. I'm not gonna hop on the bandwagon and say it sucks because I am praising it. This movie looks great. I hope it's great, and I'll let you guys know if it's great because I think it is gonna be great. Because honestly, they can't mess it up. You know what I mean? They cannot mess it up. And honestly, who cares what the critics say most of the time? It looks great, and I hope that you guys will see that it's great also.